Heat is Michael Mann's 1995 ensemble piece. It is not the first film to have Al Pacino and Robert De Niro in the same film, but it is the first film to feature them together in the same story, if that makes any sense. They did The Godfather Part 2 in 1974, but they were never on screen together, and both their stories ran parallel to each other. De Niro was in the prequel, and Pacino was in the sequel. So, 1995, my birth year, Michael Mann decided to put them two together on opposite sides of the law instead of opposite stories. And out came one of the most entertaining cops and robbers films ever made, really. Robert De Niro and Al Pacino are sometimes rated as being like the best actors in the world. And, well, maybe not so much anymore because they're old and they can't be as picky and choosy as they once were. But in 1995, they were young enough where they could be as picky and choosy as they wanted. And Michael Mann was a really big name director. So Michael Mann could be as picky and choosy as he wanted to also. This movie also stars Val Kilmer, Ashley Judd, Tom Sizemore, Diane Venora, John Voight, and a slew of others. So seeing this cast together, it is pretty fun. It's almost like Robert Altman, but Robert Altman he often likes to, in something like Heat, he would have developed more of his stories. This movie's almost 3 hours already, but he would have probably made it even longer to develop the stories, like the subplots, even higher up. But I really don't mind the way that Michael Mann does this. It's fine with me. I like it. So at the surface of Heat, it is really a cops and robbers film. Pacino's the cop, De Niro's the robber, and they clash throughout the film. But what Michael Mann does is he tries to take both characters and really flesh them out into human beings. It's a tale of bad guys allowing to be human, and the good guys allowing to have flaws too. Because a lot of films, if they just try to stick to one side of the law, trying to make it out so that the good guys are entirely good and the bad guys are entirely bad. But this is really about the gray area in between, and I thought that was some good stuff. So Al Pacino plays Vincent Hanna, who is part of the LAPD, and he is hot on the trail of Neil McCauley, who's played by Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro is a career thief, and he's thinking about retiring soon. Yeah, he's getting into a serious relationship with a woman, and that makes his plans to retire that much more clear to him. Pacino's character, Vincent Hanna, his relationship with his wife is it's getting kind of rocky, and his stepdaughter, who's played by Natalie Portman, is suffering from depression. Now, this is one of the earlier things that shows depression in adolescence, from what I can see. The year was 1995, and as of now, in 2021, you see teens suffering from depression left, right, and center. So the fact that Michael Mann incorporated that into this, I thought that was a pretty smart move. So De Niro's character recruits this new guy named Waingro, who who's just along for the ride to just to kill. He likes to steal. He likes to kill. Whereas De Niro's character doesn't like to kill people. He only will if he really has to. But he's mostly there for the loot. Mostly there just to steal. So at the beginning of the film, Wangro's violence angers De Niro, kicks him out, but but Wangro sells him out to a bunch of others, and it makes Pacino's time tracking De Niro that much easier. And it eventually leads to this showdown, this bank robbery, where one of the best action scenes you'll ever see in a movie erupts almost out of nowhere. The heist scene itself, the heist itself, is nice and easy. They're just in and out, but when the LAPD come, all hell breaks loose. Yeah, the action sequence is about 5 minutes long, and what Michael Mann does is he takes traditional gun sounds, amplifies the echoes to make it more realistic, and that adds to the intensity. It makes it less like any other action scene that you'll see. And I thought that was a phenomenal scene. It could be considered the climax of the film, maybe not. But we still have quite a ways to go after that violent scene. But it will still resonate with you afterwards, just how very well done it was. So the movie does run almost a full 3 hours, and it didn't need to be that long. Probably would have been better if it was shorter. If Robert Altman directed it, I know for a fact that because Robert Altman deals with ensemble casts a lot, and I think that him making this would have been even better than Michael Mann. Now, I'm not dissing Michael Mann. I just think that he's done a couple better films. My personal favorite Michael Mann film is The Insider and Last of the Mohicans. But Heat is probably it's his longest film. It's one of his boldest. And I really can't deny all the good that this movie has. Is it totally beyond amazing, like, ooh, ah? No. But it does come pretty close to it. It comes close to the point where I really can't deny anything that all the good that this movie has. The way that everything happens in this is just so very well done. And even though not everything in this movie hits me really hard at a gut level, it still hits me hard enough for me to give it a perfect 4-star score.